I went to a place I've never been to before. It just opened. This is their third week. They're called Flamez, and they're a chicken joint. So we got a new player in town. Now, first of all, you know I'm a Lee's chicken man. You know I've tried a lot of them. I will say, I'll give you my pros and cons to start with, but before I get any further, I want to try this chicken out. As you can see, I got 2 drumsticks. Usually I get a thigh drumstick and a breast, but anyways, so if you look at it, you know, it looks not too bad, you know. But let's try out the crunch. I got, they said you want regular or spicy. I said spicy, and they said, like, you know, the crispy and all that. I said, yeah. Got a nice crunch, nice spice. That's some nice coating on there. Now, they don't give you as many fries as Lee's, but that's fine because Lee's does give you too many, as you remember, or you probably noticed they don't always eat all their fries. Now this was a bit cheaper, but then I never got a biscuit. It doesn't come with a biscuit. It came with the gravy. I think she said something about this being like a butter chicken gravy, which is kind of what it tastes like. Yeah, that's what it is, butter chicken. So, first impressions. Okay, so when I got there, first of all, I'll tell you how I know it's this place. I think maybe about 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, Lynn and I were driving through town. And I saw it then. It's right on the corner. They have a very good location. Except there's something that's very detrimental. And that would be the parking. I'll get into that in a minute. First impressions when I walked in there, I was the only customer at the time. Service is prompt and friendly. It's one of those restaurants where it's it looks like a fast food place, like, you know, all the the white and the red and the yellow and all the tile and all that and everything, and just, you know, nothing wrong with that. It's easy to clean, you know, and you want your place to be clean. But it's got that sort of franchise written all over. Though I have to admit, I never heard of this place. I tried doing some research, couldn't find a whole lot. I wasn't sure how to pronounce the name. I wasn't sure, is it Flamez or Flamez? Turns out it's Flamez, spelled with a Z on the end. Or as we say in Canada, a Z. Anyways, so I walked in. Service was prompt and friendly. I could smell the chicken. They have a variety of stuff. You know, stuffed cheesy peppers and seafood. I never got a dessert. so they said finally took my name, and so they gave it to me. You know, it took about the same amount of time because they cook it fresh. That impressed me. They were cooking it fresh. That's good butter chicken gravy. Wow, that's good. And for what I got, the price is reasonable. A few bucks cheaper at least, but keep in mind, there's no biscuit. I didn't get a dessert. When I went to get my pop, I pushed the Pepsi and it came up in some water, kind of spurted out, sort of towards me. So I went for the root beer, got some root beer, same thing. Went and got some 7-Up, same thing, but I filled it up. So I got a concoction of Pepsi, root beer, and 7-Up, and it tastes really good. Mostly kind of like root beer, but it's very good. And that's the tippy cup thing going on that, you know, you give your toddlers. Anyways, the fries are very good. Fries are excellent. I'm very impressed with the fries. Now, after the first few bites, I can tell you right now that Lee's will never lose me as a customer. You can tell by how dark it is that the deep fry oil probably hasn't been changed for a while. I'm disappointed that I got 2 drumsticks rather than a thigh, breast, and a drumstick, which I always get at Lee's. The coating is very good. The chicken is tender, juicy, stayed very hot. The skin is just a little bit leathery. Like it may have been overcooked a bit too much. But the dead giveaway here is the deep fry oil. I can take this lid off. It's not real fresh, and you taste it on the first bite. It's good chicken, but they'll never steal me away from these. I mean, this type of chicken is highly competitive. Now, Popeye's is good chicken, like Popeye's. I remember going to Chester's and their chicken was sitting underneath the heat lamp, you know. There's a place called Chick to See, which I went to once. They never seem to be open, and they're not open today either, you know. I love this butter gravy. Wow, that's good. I'm not sure the gravy is intended for the fries or the chicken. Now, the one thing that's going to be very detrimental to this restaurant, I'll tell you right now. They've got a good location right on the corner, but no parking. Flamez is in they're located in a strip mall type situation. Lots of parking. Tons. All the other chicken places, the same thing. KFC, Popeyes, yeah. Now back in the 70s, this same building had a restaurant called the Brown Bag. It was a Brown Bag alternative, that's what it's called. I'd eventually get to know the owner, who became quite a well-known artist. Paul Jorgensen. Anyway, he owned that business back in the 70s, and they did very well. It was extremely popular because it was kind of they had a nice funky atmosphere. They made like fresh sandwiches and and stuff like that. They even opened for breakfast. They had a 99-cent breakfast, like 1 egg, 1 piece of toast, some hash browns, and coffee. And even back then, 99 cents, that was good for a breakfast. So anyways, they had a very, very good business. Over the noon hour, they'd hire this jazz guitar player, to come in and just quietly just play some jazz in the background, really nice, or classical, whatever. It was different than any other place in town at that time, and they attracted the downtown crowd. Back then, the downtown city was really booming back then. This is before a lot of the malls opened, and took a lot of the business. So they had a huge crowd. Lunch hour, that all the office people, the storekeepers, lawyers, bankers, everybody, there'd be lineups. So they had that restaurant for a while. The owner got tired of it and closed it down. Then New York Pizza moved in. They were there for years. They survived for years. Not sure why they left. Could be because of the parking. I don't know. And to make matters worse, they're building this huge condo building just a couple doors down. Huge. So they constantly got people out there holding signs, slow down, stop, detour, go this way. All kinds of trucks and people in orange vests, and that's not going to help much. Unless those guys want chicken for lunch. Now, this restaurant, if you walk across the bridge, you're right smack downtown. So that's a good thing. There's a parkade right there. Linda and I use that parkade all the time when we go for Thai food. The minimum amount of time is 75 cents for 2 hours, I guess. So we always park there. And the distance we walk to the Thai restaurant would be about the same as walking across the bridge to Flamez chicken on the corner. But if I just want to go in there and pick up chicken, do I really want to go to the parkade? Pay 75 cents, get my parking ticket thing. Receipt, walk across the bridge, go there, get some chicken, walk, No. I guess I could. But I have to really want to. Having eaten this chicken, which is not bad, it's not enough to make me want to go through all that. I can't see myself being a return customer for the chicken. Maybe I'd like to try some of their other products, like their stuffed pepper poppers or whatever, and some of their seafood maybe, or a chicken sandwich, or now I can't help feel they kind of cheaped out on me, giving me these 2 drumsticks. And I think they could have done better, especially when they're first starting out. They need to really wow their customers. There's really no wow factor here. Luring the downtown crowd. Downtown is not the busy place it used to be back in the 70s or even the 80s. They started building big malls. The biggest mall in Vancouver Island is located just out of town. Except it's not out of town anymore because the town's gotten so big that it's now in town. So anyway, also, they've been working downtown. They were redeveloping the main street downtown. It's called Commercial Street. It's a funky little street. Lots of shops and stuff. It was recently featured in a TV show called The Last of Us, where they did some filming there. And anyways, it's kind of cool. Back in the 70s, I was saying they should cut off all vehicle traffic and make it a pedestrian mall. Like some nice cobblestone streets and just, pedestrians and delivery trucks, and that's it. Nothing else. It almost looks like they're doing something like that because the streets are really narrow, the sidewalks are much wider, bicycle lanes and that sort of thing. But in the process of doing this, they started doing this back last fall. In the process of doing that, they discovered some issues, some sinkholes and stuff like that, and they were also replacing a lot of the sewer pipes and that sort of thing, which are like over 100 years old. But Linda and I went for Thai food the other day, and it's looking much better. But a lot of businesses have been losing money for months because they had to shut the doors. There's no way to get into their building. The sidewalks all ripped up. And then, like I said, last summer they also filmed this this TV show thing that went on for a couple of weeks. I don't know if the merchants get reimbursed for this. I have no idea. But fortunately, our Thai restaurant stayed open. So as far as drawing a crowd from downtown to Flamez Chicken, I'm not sure how that'll work. I was lucky to get a parking spot about half a block up the street. Man, I had horseshoes that just said 2-hour parking, 2 good as others, certainly not as good as Lee's. The gravy was exceptionally good. If you like butter chicken, it was very, very good. Lee's doesn't have butter chicken gravy, but their gravy is very, very good. The fries were good. I would say the fries are better than Lee's fries. I would take these fries over them. But everything else did not compare to Lee's at all. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad chicken. It's just compared to what I prefer, I mean, they're in good company. They're still, I would put them on par with, KFC, a few other places. I would say Popeye's is still better. But they need to do some with the deep fry oil because I was in the food service business for 40 years. I know, oil when it's not hasn't been changed. When you change deep fry oil, it's like golden. It looks like honey. It's beautiful. After a few days or so, it's like the color of used motor oil. Very dark. Well, it's kind of like motor oil you put in your car. It's a different color after 6 months. But, I wouldn't go back for this chicken. I would go back to maybe try out some of their other products. I believe everybody should have a second chance. And they're just starting. It's their third week. They could be ironing things out. They seem to have enough staff, But it appeared to be like a family business. That's what it appeared to be. I'd like to see them succeed. I don't like to see businesses fail. But, and I'll tell you, once again, haven't been in the food service business. I think the second day we were there, one of the things we learned was the food service business is one of the most risky businesses to get into. You pretty much got a 50% chance of failing or succeeding. Take your pick. It's a very risky business. You're dealing with perishables, and you've only got a few days for most of it. But my concoction of root beer, Pepsi, and 7-Up is fantastic. That was good. Okay, there it is, my friends. Wow. French fries. Flamez chicken. Wow. I wish them success, like I do. Like I said, not bad chicken, but they're not going to steal me away from Lee's, that's for sure. So, I wish them all the best, and I will give them a second chance. I'll get a different product next time I go there, something different. Maybe try some of their fish, or maybe try a chicken burger. But also, I hope they can deal with their parking issues down there. A lot of people might circle the block and say, it's just not worth it. I'll just go somewhere else. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. You want a shout out, hit me up. Birthday wish. I need notice for your birthday wish, okay? Plenty of notice for your birthday wish. And if you didn't hear your shout out, let me know, and I'll send you the link to the video. That's it, okay? Okie dokie. Okay, we'll see you later. Stay amazing out there in the land of awesome, and we'll see you next time, okay? Okay, big smile.